Greetings from the black holes of Dakota Territory, United States of Advancement, I guess. This has to do with my hometown of Rochester, Minnesota, and the venerable Mayo Clinic, which saved this right arm and hand in 1987 from almost certain destruction, for reasons I won't get into. I grew up as the son of a Mayo Clinic physician, so I have a great deal of respect for that place, and I know what sort of standard of medical care they adhere to. Something a little different than what we get around here, I'm discovering. I'm a spoiled brat when it comes to medicine because I grew up with free medical care as a kid, and it was probably the best in the world. When I was small, there was a building called the Plummer building, Plummer. It was named after a physician there. About a 12 or 13-story building with a bell tower, and it was one of those really wonderful pieces of architecture. It still is. It's still there. Problem is, you can't find it now. From the outside, you look around, you'll never find that thing. Or if you do, you'll find maybe some of the corners with some of the gargoyles and so forth and so on. I think it has gargoyles on it. Anyway, whatever it is, its spirit still stares down at whatever it can stare at, which isn't much. But back when I was a kid, I have two memories of that building. Number one, his penicillin shots, which always made me bawl my head off. I always got them in the Plummer building. I dreaded that place for that reason. The other is that you could see all around the whole valley from the windows in that building. And you could see that building and its architectural beauty from all around the entire valley. I guess they call it the Zumbro Valley. I don't remember. It doesn't matter what it's called. One look at it and you can call it probably whatever you want. It'd probably be better than anything I could make up. But nowadays, you can't even see that thing because of all of the buildings that have sprouted up around it. That's grown into a huge medical institution, and they need to place as much as possible in as small a space as possible, so transporting patients from building to building and facility to facility and department to department is as easy and the least time consuming possible. So they have gone the practical route for the benefit of the patient in redesigning the entire downtown since I was a kid about 50 years ago. But in doing that, they have altered the appearance of that town in such a way that the Plummer building is simply no longer evident or apparent, let alone predominant over that valley. I remember once there was a bunch of letters to the editor in the Rochester Post-Bulletin. This was many years ago, too, but maybe 15, 20 years ago, probably when I was there while that institution saved the hand that contributes to the books that disturb your mind and break your heart every day if you own any of them. If you don't, buy one. You deserve to have a broken heart. I mean, and a disturbed mind. Or is it a disturbed heart and a broken mind? Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. But the point here is that all those letters to the editor praised the development of Rochester, Minnesota's downtown as a wonderful advancement for the benefit of all. And to that extent, it's true. But there was one old codger from Vermont. Damn Yankee. A true Yankee to the core, too, I might add, because I've lived in New England. This guy had a couple of words to say. Actually, 3 words to say. It's a disgrace. The destruction of the view and the preeminence and predominance of that Plummer building is a disgrace. And I thought, oh, sourpuss, what does he know? What does he know about anything? He's not even from here. He can say anything he wants and then go back to Vermont and we can just forget about him. But I still remember him. And now, as I look back and I see what happened to Metropolitan Stadium, the home of the Minnesota Twins during the 1960s and 70s, go to Wikipedia and look up that Minnesota Twins article. I'll try to remember and put a link to the something that's really disturbing on that site. It's abandonment. It's a series of photos showing that stadium as it was gradually allowed to decay into dust, as all of us shall, Mayo Clinic or not. Cheery word for the day. Spread some positive energy. It's a disgrace. And nowadays, I have to say, that damn Yankee was right. Couldn't they have found a better way to do what they had to do without sacrificing that wonderful architectural marvel called the Plummer Building? I don't know. You tell me. The only constant is change. Nothing ever stays the same. But the Plummer Building and the old Metropolitan Stadium are exceptions to that rule, in my opinion. I wish they'd lasted forever, just as they were when I was a kid. Come to think of it, I wished I could still be a kid and be a kid forever too. Oh, brother, I'm losing contact with reality, aren't I? Or am I? Stan Jubilisco signing off from the slightly whitened halls of Dakota Territory, where things like development of that magnitude and exploitation of sites for commercial gain in ways that appeal to a different set of people than cigar-smoking men who like to eat peanuts and hot dogs at night and watch people slap a ball around with a piece of wood. Stan Jubilisco, once again, signing off. I have to sign off twice, once ain't enough. Until next time, this'll do it for once. So long.